Hello everyone, and welcome to a lovely Tuesday afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it happens to be in the world for you right now. My name is ELH, your illustrious game master, black hole enthusiast, and mind flayer, and today we will be resuming more of Vampire Therapist. So one thing I would like to say at the top of the session is that hopefully you all watching both live and on YouTube are enjoying the playthrough so far. This game's humor is immaculate, it's right up my alley, and I always leave the session wanting more and with a smile on my face. Which, for a game that is teaching cognitive behavioral therapy, is a very good thing. That this is an excellent example of game-based learning. But before we begin, both Twitch and YouTube, either put it in chat or in the comments, I'm curious of two things. Number one, what has been your favorite that line that has come up so far? And who's your favorite character of Vampire Therapist so far? I'm very interested to hear from you all. But while you're all doing that, let me say hello to people in Twitch chat, and then we will get started. So Gray Matter, hello, hello. Alex, Jedi, hello to you too as well. And yeah, I think we are probably just going to roll right in and see what happens. Yes, what is your favorite that is a sentence is what we're going for here. Because we've definitely had a number of that sentence. I think the one that sticks with me the most is that Eisenhower is how you say a snack. That's the one that stuck with me. Or penetration is like a handshake. That's another good one. Oh, Lord. But let us resume where we left off. Okay. So, we had just finished off with Isabella, the Renaissance-era vampire who quite literally saw Rise of Skywalker and became so depressed that they had an existential crisis. And that should catch everybody up to speed. Also, we did meet Drain, an addict vampire, but I think Isabella stuck with me the most. Though I know some people really like Drain. I know some people really like him. But here we are. We're right after the session with Isabella, and let's see what happens.
Rest in peace.
Thank you, Andy. All right, we're once again getting something to drink.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet night.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
Well, I think we all know what's coming. Bark, 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 bark. Okay, it's out of my system. We're good. We're good. Listen, I can't help myself. Crimson is just immaculate. I love her. Like, everything about her design I love. Also, hello, Mukis.
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
Hold on. We already have to stop here. Princess? Is this a dog, or is this someone you were intimate with, Sam? Now I am curious.
Your daughter.
You know what? It might be his horse. Yeah, it might be.
My horse, actually. She never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
Good call, Alex. Good call. Good call.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Yes, all the time. It happens constantly in my life.
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
Okay, hold up. We have to step back for a moment. So Crimson is 50 years old, is a rock climber, and now we find out that she used to go to law school. This is amazing. I would have never guessed that she went to law school.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind before you start with the vampire jokes. Just a wide-eyed DC do-gooder.
No, so she is 50 years old currently. So she's still human. She's basically Andy's blood partner, which would be the World of Darkness equivalent of a ghoul.
But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
I mean, I think she did hear us. I mean, because there's the awful here. I feel like that's going to lead to maybe Andy or Crimson stepping in and telling you having a negative mindset, but I mean, she heard me. Isabella heard us, from what I remember.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. And to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
Also, gray matter, HIPAA doesn't apply. We're in Amsterdam, if I remember correctly. HIPAA is not a thing. We are in Europe. But also, yes, I don't know that HIPAA would apply to vampire therapy. Who knows? It's an area of law. I don't know. But maybe Crimson knows. Maybe we can ask Crimson.
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
Take the W? What, the wagon?
Oh my God, Sam, the win. The win.
The win, Gramps. Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
You're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B too. That's blood, see?
Sam, please don't. Just, please, Sam, no.
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
Yeah. So, again, this lines up with what we know of Crimson, where she met Andy while rock climbing around the age of 30. And, yeah, so she's been doing this for 20 years. Interesting. The GDPR has the corresponding restriction in Amsterdam. Again, though, vampires play by different rules, so I don't think HIPAA or the GDPR applies necessarily to vampire therapy. At least it would be far less interesting if it did, in this instance.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
So, the Nosferatu bouncer is a old pointy-eared teddy bear. Okay. I mean, that's not a total sentence, but that is indeed a sentence that has been said.
What does he do then?
They get a stern warning.
And if they don't listen?
Why, then he eats them.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe he is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Sam is old enough to have actually met Teddy.
Speaking of which, I got a thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
Also, hello, Arwen. Hello.
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Time to crack open a warm one. That's the good stuff. Now, maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration. Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch. Or I could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy?
You know what? I think I'm going to read some Thoreau, because I'm also Kern. Hello. I'm very curious what effect this might have, if any. So let's read some Thoreau.
My profession is to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places. I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true. There's a natural beauty behind the man-made world if you know where to look. Isabella D'Este's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just gotta remember that.
Sam finally realizing that she is human underneath as well. Very important distinction.
All right, that's enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next client will be a little easier.
I wonder who our next client's going to be.
Samuel, good evening. I am glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
Uh-oh, something tells me I'm in for it tonight.
The truth is seldom unseen by you, my friend. Tonight, you face perhaps one of the most difficult challenges a therapist can face. The fact that you may not be able to help everyone.
Okay, so I'm wondering where they're going to go with this, because that is a veritable truth that all therapists have to understand, is that no matter how good you are as a therapist, no matter how good you are as a psychologist, psychiatrist, there are going to be people that you cannot reach and that you cannot help. So I'm wondering where they're going to go with this. Are they going to give us somebody who literally is impossible? Or is this going to just be a really difficult patient? I'm curious now.
In truth, I have failed to help clients with this particular disposition many times.
Hey, I'm new at this. You're nigh on 3,000 years old. If you can't help them, how can I?
It is not guaranteed that we can help every client. To think we are powerless to help any is a cognitive distortion itself. I believe you know it.
Yep, that is control fallacy.
Yeah, all right. Control fallacy, I know. I can help some folk.
That's right. Here, take a look at this case file.
Theater feller, huh? I've known a few of them in my time. They can be a little, self-absorbed.
Yeah, that's self-absorbed. Like, that's every single theater kid ever. All right, what do we got on our record here? We have Edmund Keene. He's 237, which, if I remember Sam's age correctly, he's younger than Sam. He's male. He's also British. Interesting. Edmund Keene was a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Gregorian period. He is credited with more personal interpretations of character as opposed to pantomime performances. He lived a tumultuous life on stage, dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behavior. He wishes to return to the stage, but expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He demands respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen. Yeah, this guy's not gonna like us at all. I already have a feeling that this guy is gonna... Yeah, he is. He is gonna be a card.
He's looking for therapy because people don't like him, it says?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, again, we see a little bit of narcissism come into play here, but yeah, this guy, he's just here for validation, I think. Just, that's my initial thought reading his profile here.
He is one of the most revered actors in all of history.
So he might have a few cognitive distortions.
Zalkova, hello.
A few. He may not recognize them, Samuel, but all you can do is present reality to him. He comes. Remember, I will give you whatever advice I can. Good luck, my friend.
I hope I'm up to this.
What is this vampire I see before me?
I'm Sam Walls. I'm your new therapist.
Your dress, your bearing, your hat. You also are forgotten by time.
Okay, Edmund. I mean, I already can tell you're going to be very grandiose about everything we talk about. Okay.
Oh, how fortuitous! A kindred spirit, perhaps. A therapist should know pain, I say. Most excellent.
Also, just look at those frills. I'm just noticing, look how detailed the frills are. I love that. They're also kind of see-through because you can kind of see the background behind them.
Tarnation. Can't get a break with this here hat of mine.
Yeah, people are ragging on Sam's hat all the time. Sure, Luffy, hello.
No, it's perfect. Do not change a single thing. It gives me faith. Faith, my dear vampire, that you can help me.
I mean, that's a good start. But again, what is it that you want help with?
I'm gonna do everything I can. I promise you that, amigo.
Do not do so lightly. Darkness dwells within my damned soul. You journey into my pain at your peril, and I cannot be your Virgil.
Yep, this guy's a theater kid. Yep, this guy's a theater kid. Because again, I've mentioned this before. I used to be a theater kid, and I ran tech, so I know exactly what theater kids are like. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just, yes, he is typecast very well.
You're who now? Anyway, you wrote in your intake form that you're here because...
Oh, the correct answer here, and we're gonna save because I need to know about one of these answers. Hold on. So we're gonna save here. So the correct answer is mortals don't appreciate you. That is the correct answer. But you're confused about your sexuality. I just gotta know what. It's probably gonna. I gotta know.
You're confused about your sexuality.
Such mirth!
It ain't that, man.
What sort of actor would I be if I couldn't get into character?
I don't think they meant get inside characters.
Again, a sentence.
Oh, but that is very good.
Anyway, what I meant to say was...
Okay, so they're doing the thing where even if you don't pick the correct answer, they still allow you to come back and pick. Okay. So let's just do mortals don't appreciate you, because your dressing room is too small. I think every dressing room is too small for this person. So, you know.
Mortals don't appreciate you, you said.
Indeed, and I fear they cannot. They must die to appreciate life. As mortals, they cannot ask the immortal questions.
They must die to appreciate life. Now, I mean, I kind of understand where he's coming from, because there is, of course, a very famous saying that you don't know what you have until it's gone. And it often is times that, you know, you'll be doing something, and then you'll stop doing something, and then you realize how much fun or how much you hated it. But it's something where when you're removed from a situation or a hobby or whatever, you start to either appreciate it or you realize, hey, that wasn't for me, that kind of thing. But, all right, Edmund, you're not as crazy as I thought so far. Let's hope that continues.
What is life for us who do not live? Why are we here? Why do we continue? What do we do when death has no meaning?
He is definitely a thespian. He is definitely a thespian.
And what a piece of work is Vampire! How noble in stature, how infinite in life!
You know what? We're gonna indulge him. Because I think indulging... I want to see where this goes.
In form and moving, how express and admirable! In action, how like a demon!
What is a vampire but a miserable pile of secrets? But never mind, have at you. Yeah, I love it.
In apprehension, how like a bat! Ah, the beauty of the night!
We're just going to keep indulging him. I want to know where he goes with this.
And yet, to me, we are but the quintessence of dust.
Overindulge the actor.
Dust upon dust. Already that whence we came.
Well, that was a lot.
Hey, we got an achievement. Theater buff. Let Edmund perform his monologue. Okay, interesting.
You understand, don't you? Death has no meaning, because life never had meaning.
Okay, all right, so we're starting to get into what Edmund is about. So he's already saying that life never had meaning. Life did have meaning, but why does he think that?
To die, perchance to sleep.
No Shakespeare. Stop it, Edmund. Stop it.
All right, that's enough of that. Before we answer the question of why we're all here, why are you here? Well, that is, what exactly drove you to me, partner?
Oh, that. Well, a pustule of a theatre historian I recently seduced and killed sprang the seeds of doubt in mine corpus. He was writing a biography of the great Edmund Kean, and I thought mayhap that I would favor him with a secret or two.
But why did you kill him? Because we've established you can feed on people without killing them, so why did you kill him, Edmund?
He said my acting style would now be considered archaic.
Because it is.
Though I drank him to the last, I fear his cruel barb was sharper than my fangs.
Okay, so hold on here. I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. So, Edmund, you got told that your acting style was archaic, and because you were upset with that, you drank him dry. Okay, I mean, I know vampire gonna vampire, but at the same time, did you really? Did you really need to do that, Edmund? Did you?
This embossed carbuncle of corrupted blood caused me to doubt myself.
Yup. Alright, yeah, this guy's gonna be a card.
Are all men such fools? Will I ever find my audience again? Or did they die long, long ago?
Yeah, he's definitely overreactive. He's just reactive in general, is how I would qualify Edmund.
Help me purge these mortal concerns from my mind, dear man.
We're always gonna have doubts, compadre. That's normal. But I think I can help you see things a little differently. So, he said your acting's out of date. Why don't you just tell me why it bothered you so much?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
Okay. So, it's not disqualifying the positive. It's not a should statement. Telling himself that he's perfect. I don't think it's Nosferatu thinking. I think this is either labeling or control fallacy, but once again, let's consult our handy-dandy notebook. Alright, let's see. So it's not labeling because they're doing no good, so it's not labeling. Let me see. Yeah, it's one of those things where he had yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Grey Matter. He probably had doubts, and he is, yeah, it's reading control fallacy. It's got to be control here. But yeah, this Edmund definitely was doubting himself beforehand. It's just that the catalyst was the historian telling him he was archaic, and then he sort of just burst.
Hold on a sec there, partner. Acting became a noble craft because of you? That's a lot of control over a whole skill.
Yes, impressive, isn't it? So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so lives mine art, and this gives life to thee.
Hell, those are some pretty words. You make that up yourself?
It is the bard himself, boor.
Ah, Shakespeare. I was wondering. It had to be Shakespeare.
Well, maybe he had something to do with the development of your craft then. It ain't been just you.
Well, naturally. But Shakespeare's works are simply words upon a page without me.
Compadre, I think you know he gave you a leg up in your career. You can share in the success a little.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Is this control once again? Because it's not should, it's not labeling. There's not disqualifying the positive. Is this Nosferatu thinking? Like, it could, I guess I could see it being disqualifying the positive. Like, I'm between disqualifying the positive and control. I think it's control again. But would they really do back-to-back control? Because it's not Nosferatu thinking, because it's not two extremes. I honestly think it's control again. So if it's not control, it's maybe disqualifying the positive. Okay,
This is
it's
a
not
special
control.
client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Okay.
Oh,
So
there are
it's not
celebrated
control.
actors in these times, yes.
So let's
But any success they have
try.
is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Let's try disqualifying the positive.
Oh, wait a minute. You're saying that every actor's success comes straight from you?
Of course. Even the greatest among my art would have been consigned to obscurity had it not been for my advancements.
Every single one of them ain't had nothing of their own to give to the theater?
Well, I suppose one or two actors in the last 300 years have impressed me.
Okay, so this isn't likely going to happen, but if he says he's gone to see Rise of the Skywalker, you know what I'm saying. If he goes to see Rise of Skywalker and he tells me that that's good acting, I'm just going to put Edmund and Isabella in the same room and see what happens.
Well, don't you think they deserve their own success?
I suppose mortals are owed their 15 minutes of fame. One must have some pity for them. We are not monsters.
Edmund, you literally killed a guy because he told you your acting style was archaic. That's kind of monstrous.
But the actors of modern times, they are shallow, beggarly parrots. Parrots who screech the lines, but do they know them? Do they feel as we feel?
So that's labeling. Like, that is labeling.
So you're saying modern actors are parrots?
Indeed, they are only mimics, and thus no better than a well-trained bird.
You don't think they're actually birds, do you?
My dear boy, they live such short lives. What else can they do but ape the words and actions of their forebears?
But when you call them birds, you're just labeling them that. You ain't giving them a fair shot.
Oh, come now. I was clearly employing a little dramatic license.
Edmund, that's not a little dramatic license. That's a lot of dramatic license. But that's you. We've understood that that's you at this point.
But we're here to talk about truth, a right, compadre?
It is my gentle direction that takes the craft to higher echelons, and mine alone. Acting does not evolve without me.
That is once again a control fallacy.
You're saying only you can change the course of acting?
It is demonstrably true. There is acting before Edmund Kean, and there is acting after Edmund Kean.
Pretentious much? Yeah, I don't know if we're getting through to him. I think he just keeps deflecting, but who knows?
But there's so many types of acting out there. I mean, I remember when vaudeville came out, but I don't think you had anything to do with that.
And before he says vaudeville was not a thing.
Vaudeville? Oh, like so many American arts, an art of the grotesque. You plunge a dagger into the heart of subtlety.
If there's something that's true, Edmund is not subtle. We at least know that much.
So you didn't have nothing to do with vaudeville?
Oh, devils below, no.
Well, then you got a little control fallacy, hombre. Mortals got wills of their own.
Yeah, indeed. I suppose I don't want any responsibility for the things the Americans create anyway.
God, so much shade for America. We first had Drain, and now we have Edmund just ragging on the United States. I don't mind. It's just, damn. Okay, Edmund. All right.
These critics should honor me, as is my due.
That's a should statement. Easy.
But you're saying critics should honor you. Well, what happens if they don't?
And yeah, welcome Dust Carter and welcome Caspian. You're not wrong. Like, Edmund is definitely like, he thinks theater is, it started with Shakespeare and it ended with Shakespeare. That is this guy to a T.
Then they are not doing their jobs properly. I do not ask for their laudations without cause.
Yeah, and if they don't do their job, as Grey Matter just said, you drain them dry. I don't think that's a very healthy relationship to have with critics.
But if a so-called critic does not recognize my contributions to the theater, what do they know of the theater?
Maybe they just got different taste.
Uneducated taste, perhaps.
If they are just uneducated, why should they appreciate you?
An interesting point. I suppose I cannot blame them. Thou fiend! You are cruel indeed to beat a man when he is at his most vulnerable. I am here so you may help me cope with a world that has gone mad, not so you might attack my every word.
But I'm okay, Edmund. I'm not attacking you, and I think we got to qualify that we're not attacking him here. We're not attacking you. We're just pointing out cognitive distortions. Because that's the whole point of cognitive behavioral therapy. But let's see how Sam handles it.
I'm doing no such thing. All I'm doing is pointing out your reality. If we're gonna cope, we gotta be honest about the world.
And that is once again a very important sentence where you got to be honest about the world you're in. And if you're not honest about the world around you, then can you be honest with yourself? And the same goes in reverse. If you're not honest with yourself, can you be honest about the world? So good job, Sam. Good job.
And I say that you are a villain. I come to you in desperate need, and you respond by mocking my desperation. Why would you do this to me? Do you not know what pain I am experiencing? Do you not know that I, as an actor, feel every sling and arrow more keenly? Art thou a therapist or a murderer that you would push me so to the brink? Do you want me to commit suicide?
Yep, we have finally gotten into the heart of the matter. And Alex, you are completely correct. This is clinical narcissism. And I half wonder if Edmund is going to attack Sam if we don't pick the right action. I half wonder. Like, and I'm starting to understand why Andy said that this was going to be a problem patient, because Edmund is deflecting and not realizing that he is the problem. And if he doesn't realize that he is the problem, nothing we say to him is going to get through to him.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I want to help everyone who comes to me.
Samuel, a moment, please.
Okay, Andy is stepping in his time freeze. Do you know how many narcissists it takes to screw in a light bulb? None. They use gaslighting. Well done, Caspian. Well done. I give you 5 points for that one. Well done. But yeah, Andy, help us here. What can we do, Andy?
Andy, I got a real problem here. I think I'm not cut out for this work. This fella's right. Why am I attacking him when I should be helping?
First of all, should statement. You will do what you will do, and that is all, Samuel. But look at the candles. What do you see?
The candles? Oh, they seem fine to me.
Look at the flames.
Wait a minute. They're getting higher, ain't they? What the hell's going on?
Your client is very powerful. He has his own unique skills earned through the ages. His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him.
All right, I think we have our first that sentence of today. His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him. That is a sentence. I mean, okay. Also, Tigdam, hello. Just, if you were such a narcissist and you were so good at gaslighting that you literally feed the fire, that is amazing. Okay, I was not expecting that. Well done.
He is altering reality to fit his distortions. Be watchful, Samuel. Do not let him.
How do I stop it?
Be persistent, and above all, be honest. He does not control your reality.
I await your apology, sir.
I'm going to save here. I'm going to save. Because I think the answer is I don't have anything to apologize for. Because again, that's brutal honesty, which is... Yeah, I think we're going to just give it to him straight.
I don't have anything to apologize for. All I did was point out some truths in the things you were saying. Now, if that makes you angry, fella, I don't know what to tell you.
You wound me, but I am strong. I persist. I fight. I know my worth, sir. I have fought and died for my art. I shall take my business elsewhere, and vampire society shall hear of your quackery.
Stop him, Samuel. It is not anger, but fear that drives him. Show him he has nothing to fear from you.
Interesting. Well, let's try. So that wasn't the correct answer, but let's try. I wasn't trying to rile you up.
Now, I wasn't trying to rile you up none.
Yet I bared my undead soul to you, and you treated me like a pincushion with your sharp pricks.
Pricks ain't got nothing to do with this, Edmund.
The joke is coming. I sense the joke that's coming, and I'm wondering how Edmund's going to do it.
And now you seek to proposition me? Of course. It always goes like this.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
To you I am a void, nay, a whore, to use as you please.
Okay, Edmund. Okay. All right.
Well, you are all alike, I say. Go on then, use me.
You are losing him, Samuel. It is time to remember what makes you special. You are not just a therapist, and you are not just a vampire. He is afraid, but you will conquer his fear.
Okay.
Easy, boy, easy.
I shall not go easy. I shall not.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's a good vampire.
There's a good vampire. Who's a good vampire? You're a good vampire. Yes, you are.
A good vampire? What on hell?
You're safe now. Ain't nobody here to hurt you or make you feel bad. I'm your buddy. That's us. We're just buddies, ain't we?
Yes, we're buddies, aren't we? That's a good vampire. Does vampire want headbats? Yes, vampire want headbats. Oh, does vampire need a little blood? Oh, here's a little blood. That's a good vampire. That's a good vampire.
Buddies? Yes. A friend. A friend. A friend who wishes to help me.
Okay, psyche lock unlocked. He realizes we wish to help him. Good job.
You feeling better there, compadre?
I must confess that I am, though I scarcely understand how.
Because we employed the pet therapy technique, as I will call it. There's probably an official name for it, but yeah, just treating him like a buddy. That's the thing.
Hey, well, that's just great. I want this to be a comfortable place for you.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you. After all, your profession is in many ways similar to acting. It is no wonder that we find common ground.
How is therapy like acting?
Now saddle him and ride him off into the sunset. Listen. That is an Andy thing, but I appreciate the joke you made, Alex. I definitely do. But yes, I'm curious, how is therapy like acting? What are you going to say here, Edmund?
It is the exploration of the soul, is it not? A journey into pain and truth. We see those pains and truths and reflect them onto the cruel world.
I ain't sure I quite see it like that, but it's true that reflecting is important. Kind of funny when we can't look in a mirror, huh?
One of death's cruel ironies. Thus must we see our reflections in the mortal audience instead.
You care a lot about what the mortals think about you.
Yeah, we've established that, Sam.
Of course I do. Why should I give a fig about what we dusty old folk think, eh?
Okay, so he doesn't care about vampire critics, he just cares about mortal critics.
Most of us are stuck in our relative pasts, if you'll pardon the offense.
But all them folks die. You're what, 300 years old?
273, if I remember correctly.
Don't remind me. Yes, they die, but I cannot. I must not. If I do not exist in their hearts, there is only the purgatory of oblivion.
Gotta be Nosferatu thinking.
You cannot, you must not. You're talking like there's only one future.
For me, there is only one future, save oblivion.
Come on now, that's a little extreme.
I mean, Edmund is all extreme.
'Tis not so. What else have I but the stage?
Edmund, you need a hobby. Like, you need something outside of the stage. You need a hobby, buddy.
Well, that's a fine question. I'll tell you what, though, compadre, you are more than the stage. What if theater just didn't exist?
Perish the thought. Perish it with all due enmity. Unlike some vampires, I am not some blood-guzzling parasite who will idly sit and wait as the world turns.
Well, that is labeling.
You calling most of our kind parasites?
I am, for that is what we are, if we are nothing else.
All right, let's just forget the part where you're insulting other vampires, myself included. If you say that you're a parasite if you don't do something, you're gonna be scared as hell of not doing that thing.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Caspian, you're very correct that those who can do and those who can't teach. It is very much a... teaching is a very passionate thing, and if you don't have passion for teaching, let's just say that without getting into the nitty-gritty of it, we need more teachers in the world right now, but there is a teacher shortage, at least where I live, so I understand where you're coming from.
As an immortal, I aim for loftier goals.
Can you hit those goals if you're busy being afraid of turning into a parasite?
Ah, but your humble speech does belie the true wisdom beneath. I am indeed cruel to myself.
Okay, we got him to admit it. I was wondering if we were going to get there. So getting Edmund to admit he's cruel to himself is another quote-unquote psyche lock. Like, that is another major step forward in therapy. Where if you admit that you are you treat yourself well, or you don't treat yourself well, and you realize that, you can work on it. And yeah, I know teacher shortage isn't just in the US. I know it's kind of a worldwide thing right now, but it's definitely being felt around where I am.
I died for the stage, so I should live for it as well.
Well, this one's easy. That's a should
Well,
statement.
why should you live for the stage?
What was my death worth if the stage does not matter?
So he's equating his death being worth if the stage... Okay, so basically if stage doesn't exist or he stops doing theater, he doesn't feel his death is worth it.
But it's only you who's saying your death ain't worth something. Your shoulds are fatal. Ain't that a lot of pressure?
Perhaps. Though one might argue that all great actors must be forged in fire.
But is acting really the most important thing in the world?
I shall assume that you jest. Vampire society's of no use to me. We are so few, and I cannot have an adoring crowd without a crowd.
It's not labeling. It's not should. Is it Nosferatu thinking is the question. Could be disqualifying the positive. Let's try disqualifying the positive first, because it's either disqualifying or Nosferatu.
Vampires ain't got nothing to
Oh,
offer
you're
you.
right, disqualifying.
Nothing they can give, no. Vampires do not understand the avant-garde.
Vampires have a lot to give. We got time to understand things mortals just can't. I think you're disqualifying the positive things about us vampires.
Oh, perhaps. But an understanding of the stage is not one of them. You know, I see what you are doing. The motivations of man are well known to me through my art.
And what am I doing?
You are mocking me, undermining me, causing me to doubt myself. I know thy purpose, wretch.
Okay, we're gonna have to break out the headpats again. Okay.
This therapy business is all a ruse. You would lay me low and claim dominion over me.
Now who's propositioning me? Edmund, I make one joke about pricks and then you're okay, alright.
All I'm trying to do is help you, friend. Reality's a lot easier to deal with when you can accept it for what it is.
So, now you doubt my sanity? Is there no end to your japes and jabs?
Yeah, Eddie's a bottom. Edmund is totally a bottom here. He's totally a bottom.
I shall not break. Oh, you shall see. The tides of cruel seas will crash upon me, but I do not wither. I know thy game, trickster. You wish to keep me in your debt. The more I doubt myself, the more you take from me. You think you are clever, but thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile.
Did not know the Nile had worms. Okay.
Well, what have you to say for yourself? Speak, that I might hear thy bile.
Yes, I think we have to tame him like a wild horse. We've established that Edmund is weak to being treated like an animal, so I think we have to tame him like a wild horse. And we're a cowboy vampire, so we should be really good at this.
Easy there.
What?
I know you're upset and you're scared. I ain't gonna hurt you.
But you want to hurt me.
Good vampire. Ain't you sweet? Yeah, it's all right.
You really don't want to hurt me. You'll keep me safe.
Why is this working? Why is Edmund so into pet play? Why?
We're safe. Ain't no place safer than right here. We're friends. That's right. You're my buddy now. Just my pal Eddie.
In truth, I am oft left bereft of friendship. Our kind can be difficult.
You mean vampires?
No, actors. But to sense one is not alone in all the world is a feeling to be cherished.
Edmund is definitely Saddle. I think definitely Saddle.
You ain't alone, I promise you. Whatever bad stuff we're living, someone else has lived it already.
'Tis so. Many geniuses were unappreciated in their time, with wonders of their craft consigned to history's dusty pages.
And see, you're not wrong, Dusk Carter, where if this were a real therapist, like, you know, you would probably feel that you're being condescended. But for Edmund, it is strangely working. And I think that says more about Edmund than anything else.
Even the bard himself did struggle. There is some comfort in that.
Common nocturnality. We all got the same needs, man. Blood, safety, and sex.
Ah, yes, the three important triads of vampire needs: the BSS, blood, safety, and sex, of course. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Indeed. I too am akin to the doomed Achilles, though my sore spot lies not so low, but twixt stem and stern.
Tain't my place to comment.
Good job, Sam. Don't comment on that. He's baiting you.
Oh, it seems the spot is no secret to you after all.
Oh my god, his weakness is his butt. Oh my god. Edmund, you are such a bottom. You are such a bottom.
Maybe we can talk about that some more in your next session. I think you did pretty dang well today.
Yes. Yes, I suppose I did. I am rather good at therapy, aren't I?
Sure, if that's what you want to tell yourself, Edmund, sure.
If you're here and wanting to get better, yeah, I'd say that makes you pretty good at therapy.
Well, one mustn't rest on one's laurels, must one?
That's right, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Aye, we shall vanquish my demons together. I cannot tarry. The stage awaits.
Oh, and it seems OBS is disconnected, so give me 1 second, YouTube, and we will hope OBS reconnects. Okay, I think we're back. I only clicked through one thing for those of you on stream. I just clicked forward to this new line. You haven't missed anything. But my apologies. We are having a bit of a rainstorm out there, but we should be back now.
Dang, what the hell was that?
I don't know, Sam. I have no idea what that was. I have no idea.
One of the darker malignancies of the mind, dear Samuel.
You sure I'm up to this?
You were masterful, Samuel. You were able to take your knowledge about cognitive distortions and turn their definitions outward.
No, it's definitely something on my end. Like I said, there's a storm in the area, so probably just some problems with the line.
And we must speak about this equine ability of yours in your next session.
Andy wants to know about our horse. Okay.
Oh, that. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself through my horse.
Save it for our next session. Rest, Samuel. You have faced a great danger. Now it is time to drink and be merry with the Goths.
That is a sentence. Now is the time to drink and be merry with the Goths. That's a sentence. Mm-hmm. That is a sentence.
Well, not sure I'd call them merry, but they know how to cut loose. All right, Andy, I'll see you later.
Good night, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Are we going to see Crimson again? Or are we going to see the Goth couple?
Well, that was one of the weirdest experiences of my life. I probably want to forget that. I should go talk to Crimson.
If it isn't Sammy the Kid, plop that butt down. Got a shot prepared for you.
Well, thanks, Crimson. What is that? A Bloody Mary?
A bloody... Okay. All right, Sam. All right. We're being punny today. Okay?
No, a Bloody Steve. I think that's what he said his name was.
Oh. So this came from Steve.
Of course it is. How's the crowd tonight?
You know, it's funny. They're a little on the weird side tonight. Must be a full moon out.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I just had my first therapy session with the strangest fella I ever met. The actor type. Used to be an international celebrity back when I was alive. Well, seems like fame's a nasty drug.
Mm-hmm. Fame is definitely... What is it? Fame and power corrupts utterly? Something along those lines?
Like Andy says, people are people. Doesn't matter what era they're from. Feeling good about your session, though?
So again, we have the option to say it was awful, but I think it went well. We have to stay positive here.
He was pretty confrontational, but he was happy to talk about himself at least. Andy says the real clients to worry about are the ones who've got nothing to say.
Yeah, because if they're not saying anything, then you can't really get through to them.
I get that. Being a human isn't easy. You gotta be pretty damn privileged to have no problems at all.
Well, this fella definitely has plenty of problems. I think he'll be keeping me busy.
Mm-hmm. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Correct, Kern. That's the saying I was looking for.
It's a big world out there, cowboy. Full of vampires with no self-awareness.
Well, ain't that the truth? Well, here's to change then.
To change.
You, drinking Andy's blood there?
Andy's? Nuh-uh, this is a plain old mortal drink. You think anyone would want to drink that man's blood from a bottle when they can get it straight from the source?
Oh, So that's how Crimson's getting his blood. Note to self, Crimson into bite play. Got it.
I suppose they wouldn't.
I'm not proud to drink blood, Sam. Wouldn't be doing it out here.
Oh, so she's actually there. Okay, so she's not proud to drink blood. I feel like that's a distortion, but they're not giving us an option here.
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am.
Not your fault. I guess I shouldn't be offended.
Ah, here we go. That's a should.
Who's telling you that you shouldn't be offended, Crimson? I know this blood drinking stuff is complicated.
Damn right it is.
Is she resentful? I'm wondering now if she's second-guessing herself now. Yeah, she's a closet blood drinker, but everything we've seen from Crimson so far has been very positive. So this is a change. I wonder what happened to make her change like this, because something happened. Something had to have happened.
Look, I have customers to deal with. But let me give you some advice, Buffalo Bill. No therapy in here. What happens at Eminard happens with consent. Got it?
Yeah, something major happened, and she does not want therapy. Something happened.
All right, that's fair, and my sincere apologies. It won't happen again.
That's right.
Oh, dang it. I've gone and made myself unwelcome. I better get out of Crimson's way.
You.
Hold on. Can I even say this name? Panoptibella. Panoptibella. She's got an eye motif going on. Interesting. Also, Bubble Lover, hello. What are you about?
Huh? Do I know you?
I know you. I've been watching you, vampire.
I'll play along. Let's see. I'm gonna go with play along here. And you know, Alex, you raised an interesting point where she might be trying to just make, Sam pump the brakes here, but like I said, something happened to make her so cold like that, because she was very warm up to that point.
Yep, that's me, drinking blood to live.
Yes, you do. I saw you. I see everything. My name is Panoptibella.
Panoptibella, I had it right.
It means I see all, and I am beautiful. I saw you in the kink room with Reinhardt and Maxi. And now I see that you are thirsty and would like to drink.
Well, unfortunately, it seems that the storm is absolutely playing with my internet connection. So I think we unfortunately are going to have to call today's session to a close here, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll pick up here next time. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far. And let me know in the comments, again, what's your favorite sentence and what is your favorite character so far. Until next time, see you, YouTube. Bye-bye.